Welcome back to First Take. Just recently, VCU quarterback Cameron Ranson, Coach Woody, and a few others spent the day at Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park at Walt Disney World Resort. Right here in Florida, they met Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, experienced Expedition Everest, and headed out on a safari. I guess they spotted a couple different cats, so they were out there, lions and cheetahs, all of it. Having a good time. So while First Take was here at Bethune-Cookman yesterday preparing for this show, the VCU men's basketball team was up in Ohio, beating the Ohio Bobcats 76-73. So a 3-point victory behind 20 points from Jacoby Hetty. The Wildcats improved to 2-3 on the season. And look at this guy. If there was ever a basketball renaissance man, our next guest is it. Two-time NBA All-Star for the Chicago Bulls, 13 years as a player in the association, Hall of Fame nominee, over 2 decades of coaching experience, both at the NBA and college level, also acted on network television, offered analysis on various media outlets, lent his voice to video games. Yep. This guy, Reggie Theus,
did it all.
Did it all.
Did it all.
Good to see you, my brother.
Always,
good to see you,
always.
man.
I got to do this one time, though.
Go ahead.
You know, Cam tried to do the Hell Wildcat. He didn't do it right.
Okay.
I can do it right.
Reggie.
Let's go. Hell Wildcats. Hell Wildcats. Hell Wildcats. Hell Rattlers.
There we go. So Reggie is the AD here. He is also the men's basketball coach. So that's why he knows how to rile this crowd. So you arrived here in 2021, right, Reggie?
Yeah.
Why Bethune-Cookman?
You know, I was at home, semi-retired, doing television, doing some radio, doing Sirius XM, and I prayed I wanted to coach. And the job opened up. I made a couple calls. I got down here, and they offered me the AD's job. I said, well, that scared me. So I said, yes. You know, and what happened is they said, well, I'm the AD, but, you know, if you make me the AD, I'm going to hire myself as a basketball coach. I said, well, if that's what you want to do, let's go. Right. So that's how I got here.
Added more work
by
to your
prayers.
plate.
By prayers.
How do those negotiations go when you the AD and you the prospective hired basketball coach?
I tell my players to call the AD if they have a problem. But I got a new boss now. We didn't have a president for a long time. I got a new boss now, so I got to answer to him.
Being a part.
That's right.
I mean,
President Mosley, he's the guy now.
A lot of people don't realize before Michael Jordan arrived, there was a star in Chicago. It was this brother right here doing this thing in the NBA. I got to ask you, to come to an HBCU, what has that experience been like? What have you learned being a part of an HBCU?
I mean, that's a phenomenal question because I'm from the West Coast. I didn't know anything about HBCUs. And I got here and understood and studied and understood what it really means to this fan base. And when you start to think about the legacy of Dr. Bethune, I got into that and I bought in, all the way. And when you think about it, I get chills even thinking about what her legacy was all about. A black woman in 1904, all right? The things that she done with $1.50, and people laughed at her. And look where we are, 120 years later, right? That's right, that's right.
Reggie, when you made the decision to become the AD and also the head coach here, what were some of the challenges that you faced, and how did the people at Bethune-Cookman help you face that adversity and persevere?
Well, we had a lot of administration changes, and I got down here, Stephen. I was talking about to my family and everybody else that this is going to be about championship culture. Then I realized that in order to have a championship culture, you have to have facilities, and we didn't have very many. So that was an opportunity for me to dig in and build a on-campus synthetic football field that they had never had. Mm-hmm. They had never had that. All right. We turned an old weight room into a locker room and showers. They never had that. And so it's really about having the opportunity. I feel like I'm the blessed one, because I get to do this. I get to have a platform where I can really make change. And now that we have, solid administration, president that knows what he's doing and knows how to get it done, it makes it easy for me. I'm gonna tell you right now, you see what's going on in this building right here? We did this for you. We did the raps and everything. All this stuff was for you.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. And this crowd has been amazing, too. I
Amazing.
mean, they have showed up. They showed up early. They've been loud and energetic.
Yeah. I'll tell you something else. We had a game in Ohio last night.
Yes.
Right? I left Ohio at 12:30 in the morning, after the game at 12:30, drove to Cincinnati, got on a flight at 5:30 to get here to be on the show.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about him right there.
My God.
We go way back.
We go way back.
Stephen A. mentioned how good you were, obviously, when you were in Chicago. You're a little older than some of the students, some of the players. Do you ever have to remind them?
I tell them all the time, you may have to Google me.
Yeah. You might not know everything. You might have to Google me.
Speak to how receptive businesses are in terms of being supportive of HBCUs, because we know no matter what we want to accomplish for HBCUs throughout this country, you need support.
Yeah.
Okay, how has that been for you? It seems like you've had a lot of people just buying into what you're doing, and obviously Bethune-Cookman has benefited exponentially because of it.
Well, it's been tough. It's been tough because when I first got here, we had no sponsors. You know, and obviously being a low resource university, you know, it's always about trying to build money, trying to gain money into the program so we can build the athletic departments and build facilities. You know, this building here is the only athletic facility that we own. Mm-hmm. You know, everything else comes from the city. So that part, you know, trying to get my first donation came from Charles Barkley. Mm.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
Love Chuck.
So Charles Barkley, and then the university chipped in after that. That's how we got that football field done. And it's really about trying to find the right group of people and the leadership. We went through a lot of different things, but now this is a different Bethune-Cookman, a different mentality. We're about championship cultures. We got a championship baseball team. We got a championship cross-country team. You know, all of that, right? Our softball team has been great. Our basketball team is picked number 1 in the SWAC. So things are moving in the right direction. We just got to keep pushing at it.
My question for you, as someone who was from California, you went to UNLV, and now you've ingratiated yourself into the HBCU community. Can you tell people why historically black colleges and universities are essential pieces to the fabric of this country?
You know, when you think about the years ago when we could not go to college, you know, that's where HBCUs were born from, the fact that they had an opportunity to go to college, all right? You have 65% of our African-American kids are from Florida. They need a place to go. And our job is to show what success looks like. You know, for me personally, to have the opportunity to be involved, and they have embraced me. You know, I came in here as an outsider. And I went through a lot when I first got here, but they've embraced me. These kids have embraced me. The administration embraced me. And then the alumni. We had a lot to do with the alumni. And it's been really hard, but it's been, the benefits have been great because we've worked so hard to get where we are today. And this is why we have, you know, all of us rising. You know, that's what we have to do.
Well, it's awesome what you have built here, and I know you will continue to do that, Reggie.
Yes.
We really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I am Kelshanti Monet Leontine Harris, and I humbly serve as Miss Bethune-Cookman University. What being a part of an HBCU means to me is being a part of a legacy that was built off of strength, excellence, and resilience. Knowing that my founder, Dr. Mary Jane McLeod Bethune, built my institution with just faith in God, 5 little girls, and $1.50 allows me to know that all you need is faith the size of a mustard seed, and with God, anything is possible. Hail Wildcats, and welcome back to First Take.
Goodness. Boy, that boy's so big.
Welcome back to First Take. Yes, we are here at Bethune-Cookman. This has been such a fun show. We got the Pivot crew back here with us, and so we're going to bring some students over to ask some questions here about some pivots in their life, or maybe some sports questions. Enoch is here first, so Enoch.
Hey, that was like a Key and Peele skit. Like here, Stephen A. with these
Good.
Then he got down. He was like, yeah.
I'm just matching the energy.
I'm going to hold this for you, Enoch, okay? All right, so go ahead and say your name. Come on over here. Come on over here. Go ahead.
All right.
You want to hold it? Okay.
Oh, I got it. Go ahead. Look at you.
All right, go.
Take over there.
Take over there, Enoch.
I got it.
It's yours. Go ahead.
All yours.
Oh, where I'm looking at, right here?
Yeah, look at the camera.
Okay, in the words of Lil Jon, yeah! Let's get it popping right now. My brothers and sisters, here we go right now. My name is Enoch Clark. I'm a mass communications major. I'm from the greatest city in the whole wide world, the city of brotherly love, South Philadelphia, born and raised. Hey, and I'm a senior here at Bethune-Cookman University.
All right, Enoch.
I might be a super senior to some, but it's all good.
He said super
Let's get
senior.
right into it.
Enoch trying to take my job. All right, go ahead, ask your question.
Go ahead.
So my question here is, as you know, the Steelers and the Bears are playing on Sunday, and they're also leading both in their division. Which team do you think is more likely to pivot out and not be a leader in their division first?
That's a great question. I'm going to have to go with the Steelers. I'm going to have to. The Chicago Bears have been finding ways to win despite hiccups. The Steelers won last week, but in the same breath, they're a roller coaster. Most importantly, history over the last 2 or 3 years has shown us that as the season wanes, they fade. And Baltimore's coming. So for me, that's why I would say that's the answer to that question.
Go ahead, Cam.
I'll second that because, when you start to think about the division, right, in the NFC North, you have the Packers, you have the Bears, you have the Vikings, you have Detroit.
That's right.
Right? I feel more confident in the Packers than I do the Bears. I feel more confident in Detroit than I do the Bears. I'm sorry, the Bears,
It's
with
okay.
Shae. But it's just the truth. Now, understanding that if the Steelers are able to still produce, they still control their own destiny. I don't think that the Chicago Bears still their own destiny, and I think it's going to come down to can they win.
So who
those
you
type of
picking?
games. Huh?
Pick the Steelers, right?
The Steelers?
Yeah, because I'm confused.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It sounded like the Steelers, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Steelers.
Steelers.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we got a Bears, a Steelers. What do you think? Go ahead, Jenny.
Listen, not who's pivoting out, but who's pivoting in. Y'all don't go off resumes, man. Y'all know Lamar Jackson is the Ravens quarterback. Do y'all understand that? Y'all understand they have a top defense? I'm with Karen, y'all want to talk about the Patriots, what they doing as puppies coming up. Look at what the Ravens have done for years. Derrick Henry's still Derrick Henry. Lamar Jackson still Lamar Jackson. They're one game back of the Steelers. Come on now, the Ravens ought to win that division, hands down.
Yeah.
That's a lie.
Oh, he a Pittsburgh guy. Look at him. I love Mike T too. I love Mike T too.
We all love Mike T.
Yes, he's going to always fight for his Steelers. I mean, I got on the Steelers colors, but I think they're going to pivot out. I agree with Stephen A. Chicago is playing great ball. In the NFL, it's all about November. I think with the consistency, what they built, Caleb got those guys rocking, they're going to start balling and, I think they're going to do that.
Man, they beat Cincinnati because Cincinnati can't play defense.
I don't care, RC.
Right? They supposed to win. Coasting Lovely catch the ball. They don't tackle him. The New York Giants, Jackson Dart had to get put to sleep for them to beat them. And then last week, they had to get a late field goal after a big-time kick return to beat the Minnesota Vikings. And J.J. McCarthy can't hit that wall with a football. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win the AFC North. I've been watching the Baltimore Ravens. I felt like everybody else, when Lamar gets back, it's going to be over. They're going to be so great. The Chicago Bears will not win the NFC North. It's going to be the Detroit Lions or the Green Bay Packers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will represent the AFC North in the playoffs. Mark it down.
All right, RC. Okay. So not the Chicago
The
Bears.
Bears.
Although you were a little split. It's all right. I'll remember. I'm going to remember
good
that,
and damn
RC.
well you don't believe the Steelers winning that division.
I believe
you
with
know.
my whole
No,
heart.
you don't.
He had legs crossed, fingers crossed,
I believe it more than the Bears.
arms crossed.
All right, Sabrina's here now. Sabrina wants to ask a question as well. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Good morning, y'all.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good morning, y'all. I am Sabrina, a first-year MBA candidate studying sports management here at the Bethune-Cookman University.
Congratulations.
I have a question for you all. As you may know, transitioning into grad school is not always the easiest. Some advice that you can give me to successfully pivot from school into the workforce.
Go ahead, Stephen A.
My personal advice would be this. So much is about the classroom. The classroom is important, but understand grades says you're trainable, that you can be trained to do the job that an employer wants you to do. That is not the same as networking and making connections that will ultimately facilitate you grabbing an opportunity. So I'm not telling you that school isn't important. I'm not telling you that your status and your grades are not important. I'm telling you don't stop there. When you can do anything, I don't give a damn if it's a 2-week internship or anything to get in the door, to establish a connection with somebody in the industry that helps to propel you to new heights because they're giving you the practical experience according to what you're studying to really, really help you. You do that.
Yep.
You remember that. Never, ever, ever take that for granted. It's about people. It's about who you know, not just what you know, because when an employer is looking for somebody, that employer is looking, everybody's got a resume, but the employer is looking for that person that they vibe with, that they want to give the opportunity to propel.
I mean, I ain't nothing else to say.
Leave my boy there.
Ain't nothing else to say.
Boy in his bag, ain't he? Real quick, the only thing that I'll say to each and every person that's desiring to go into the real world, it starts with this thought. Have the desire to want to. That right there, and the desire to want to will now fix everything else, and then how to will come next.
I'll be quick, and it's not going to be a popular opinion, but all y'all in this room, open your phone, look at your screen time, and if you ain't caught Cornette making money and monetizing off social media, you're wasting your time looking at other people's success, and you ain't going to get your own.
That's real.
So all y'all
That's
sitting
real.
around on y'all phone all day, put your phone down and go do something with your life, because watching me thrive is not going to let you thrive.
I agree with that.
Right. Hey, listen, don't be satisfied with just getting there. Right? In sports, a lot of times we work so hard, then when we get there, a lot of guys become complacent. Then they find their way out. Your degree is going to get you in the door. You got to find that work ethic, tap into that to stay in the door, to stay in the room. So continue to build and work hard, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think very simply, what you're willing to do is more important than what you're capable of doing. There are a lot of jobs that you have to do until you can do the job that you want to do. When I first got into TV, I didn't say no to anything. I was doing ESPN Deportes, and I can't speak no dang Spanish, right? But they asked me to do it, and I think the more that you show that you're willing to do, you eventually work yourself into opportunities to do exactly what you want to.
2 other points. Mike Tomlin, the head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, said prioritize will, because will exceed skill from time to time. There's a lot of people that have skill, but do they have the will? And number 2, these guys both interviewed Mike Tomlin, and they interviewed Nick Saban on the pivot as well. And Nick Saban also said, like he said to me privately, he's like, yo, be addicted to the process.
Yeah.
Everybody talking about the sizzle, how much followers you have, how many clicks you have or whatever. What's sustainable? Yeah. Be addicted to the process, not the end goal, because the process is what's going to ultimately sustain you.
Yep.
I'm going to add to this too. I'm going to add on a little bit. I would say use this place, use your resources, use your teachers and your colleagues and other students to ask questions and learn. They will only help you. And clearly this is the most amazing support system ever. They will help you get wherever you want to go.
Absolutely.
And don't think for 1 second that so many people try to get convinced that folks are against y'all. There's a whole bunch of people out there that will help you.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people that will support you and that will look to support you. If you want the support, most people will give to you. Don't think most people want you to fail. Most people actually want you to succeed.
I agree. So this is our first time as a First Take crew being here at Bethune-Cookman. But for one student, it is not their first time on the First Take set or talking with Stephen A. Smith. Back in 2018, people were allowed to send in some debate questions, and this particular student had a chance to do that. Watch this.
What is Lonzo Ball? Inconsistent. Lonzo Ball is trash. High garbage. I have not seen enough from the number 2 pick. Averaging 10 points? That's not even 15. That's disgusting.
Is that your son?
Oh, my Lord. I might have to curtail my delivery and presentation. I don't want little kids calling folks garbage. I don't want little kids sounding that way. That's a problem for me. I apologize if I've had any kind of impact. I mean, highly intelligent little kids, very knowledgeable about basketball to some degree, but still alarmingly disrespectful considering how young they are. I'm very concerned. And not only that, they got me scared to debate them.
So this is Amari Adams all these years later, and that was his brother. So Amari, Stephen A. having a moment here. Look at that, 2018, all these years later, look at Amari.
Brilliant. They were brilliant. They really, really were. But they did scare me. They did scare me. They were kind of harsh. I said, oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
You know, I got to watch my mouth. And I didn't listen.
But that grade ahead was still the same size years ago. I was saying, but golly, my boy ain't changed no length or nothing.
Here's the thing, though. He done held on well since 18.
Do you remember that moment back in 2018?
I remember that moment. I remember that moment like it was yesterday.
Yeah, see, like it was yesterday? Yeah, good for you. Remember that moment. See, we're keeping it up here on First Take. Thank you, Amari. We appreciate it. Welcome back to First Take. One of the highlights on BCU's campuses is their new branded turf practice field. The turf is built to handle intense workouts in all weather. It's also one of the best spots to see the teams practicing up close. One of the teams you can witness is their football team, who's gearing up for their big matchup this Saturday against FAMU. Here's Christine Williamson with more on the matchup.
In a sport known for legendary interstate rivalries, Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman can make the argument it deserves to be at the very top.
The Rattlers survive the Classic, winning 4 in a row.
2025 marks the 100th time the two Florida Black colleges do battle on the gridiron. That means there's no shortage of cultural ambiance, that distinct state swagger, and the desire for bragging rights in a clash known as the Florida Classic.
This game means everything.
Expect a life-changing experience in all the best ways. The tailgate and bands are the games within the game. And the intensity on the field reverberates in and around the stadium like one in unison HBCU heartbeat, making this more than just a regular Saturday football game. It's a family reunion, and the competition is the main course. That's because everything matters in the Florida Classic: the football, the pageantry, and most importantly, our stories.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Welcome, guys, from beautiful Birmingham, Alabama. First Take is live here at Legion Field at the Magic City Classic. Welcome into this university right here. And this might be the loudest stop that we've been to.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
HBCU, we kicking it off in a major way.
Michael Vick, man. I'm at home, man. Delaware State, stand up. Baby, we at home. How you been?
10 to noon, we coming to Norfolk State. Y'all better show up. Y'all showed up. So major pride.
To HBCUs, A&M State, we just appreciate everybody coming out, everybody showing out.
This is dope.
Hell, Wildcats!
All week long, you've been asking people to show up today here at Bethune-Cookman, and look at what they did. They listened to you.
Bethune-Cookman showed up. You showed up. You showed up. It has been spectacular here. Thank y'all so much. Y'all showed up. I got to give it to them.
Yeah.
I challenged them, and they showed up. That's all I asked.
So this is the last stop on the HBCU tour. You guys have been doing this, the entire fall into the winter. What has stood out to you? Go ahead, Stephen.
Well, I just think that, when it's HBCUs, and there's so much that it has to offer. My life wouldn't be where it is if it was not for an HBCU. And to think about my association with HBCUs and what it means to these institutions, to people in America that didn't even know about HBCUs. Listen, predominantly white institutions are what they are, but when you go to an HBCU, when you come from where we come from, and you see people who look like you, who share your cultural identity, your experiences, your trials and tribulations, and no matter what abyss you fall in, you'll never stay in there because HBCUs will uplift you. It's what it did for my life. It's what it continues to do for the lives of so many people, and America needs to know that's what it means to us. So I'm incredibly grateful and appreciative, and the legendary Clarence Big House Gaines, my college basketball coach at Winston-Salem State University, always asked for only one thing in return for all that he did for me. Never, ever forget HBCUs, and I never will.
That's what's up. Yeah. I think it's extremely important and needed for the exposure from this side. I think what you said about there would not be no you without an HBCU. I could say the same thing. Even though I went to a PWI, I am the only person that went to a PWI. My family, whole family, went to a HBCU. My parents met at a HBCU, and therefore, you got me. So,
Dr. Mosley, come on up.
Dr. Mosley, come on up. Thank you so much for having us.
On behalf of First Take, we just wanted to also sign here. We want to present this to you. It means the world to us that y'all had us here, and this wonderful, magnificent crowd showed up the way that it did. This is a spectacular university. I want to thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Dr. Mosley. We appreciate it. Quickly, RC, before we say goodbye, what has this tour meant to you?
Well, the thing to me is I grew up watching Alcorn State play, right? My cousin played there. He played in the NFL. I grew up going to the Bayou Classic. HBCU life was the life for me. It was the thing you aspired to. When we didn't have schools to go to, this is where we became family. And they've been so welcoming. They've been so professional. But they've been so excited to say that we are here to represent you. And so thank you guys so much for all that you've done.
This is my first time here, and this has been amazing. Thank you guys again for showing up for us. First Take from Bethune-Cookman. We will see you all tomorrow. Bye.